9.3 day 2 is talking about performing and identifying a sequence of transformation. So a sequence is when there's more than one transformation happening. So this first example says William walks to school every morning. He usually buys a granola bar at the convenience store along his route from home to school, as shown on the map. Describe William's path using a series of geometric transformation. Anytime that it says a series of them, that's more than one. So if I look here, the first thing he is doing is he is walking to the right 900 meters. So that is a translation (900 meters to the right). Once he gets there, he has to turn. So he's facing to the right. He turns 90 degrees clockwise, so that's a rotation, 90 degrees clockwise. Now that he's faced the correct way, his third thing would be he would walk down 900 meters. So again, we have a translation of 900 meters, but this time the direction is down 900 meters. Our fourth thing would then be that he is faced this way. He has to turn to make the corner. So again, we have a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise. And finally, he's going to take the last few steps and he's going to do a translation of 300 meters to the left. That's our series because there's more than one transformation happening. Our next one uses this exact same example, but now it wants us to use a single transformation. So basically, how does he get to this point from the starting point to down here? Okay, well, without just going this way, he translated this way a little bit because he doesn't have to go too far, and then he had to go down a whole lot. So we have to figure out what that is going to be. So it's going to be a translation and it's a translation. If I look here, he went 900 to the right, but then he came back to the left 300. So that means it must just be 600 to the right. So it helps if I spell that right. Translation 600 to the right. And then he went down 900 down. If we write that algebraically, remember from last chapter, x, it's right, so it's plus 600. The y went down, so it's negative 900. Okay, our next example says 2 pitchers of milk, pitcher A and pitcher B, are placed on a dining table. Describe a sequence of reflection followed by a translation that maps it one onto the other. So we're taking A and we're mapping it to B. They said it's going to take 2 types of transformation. We're first going to do a reflection, and then we are going to do a translation. So if I flip this, I have to have the same distance. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from one side to the other, so I need to go over 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to draw a line there. Make sure I get the right line here. We'll see. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so that line, that would flip A to this side. So that is a reflection over the x equals -1. So then my image, if I were just to sketch it in here a little bit, would be right here. So then I have to slide it down. So my translation then, this corner goes 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. So down 4. Algebraically, that means my x stayed the same, my y went down 4. So my series of transformations here was a reflection over the x equals -1 line, then a translation going down 4. My next example here has 3 different figures. It says ABC is mapped onto A prime B prime C prime under a transformation. A double prime, B double prime, C double prime is the image from this one. So then we take this one and we move it there. So it says describe the sequence of transformation that maps ABC onto this last one. So what you need to do is, how do I go from ABC, the red one, to the blue one, and the blue one to the green one? And that will give me my series or my sequence of transformation. So to go from the red one, to the blue one, I reflected it over the y-axis. So over here, my first step was reflection over y-axis. Now I am at the blue one. How do I go from the blue to green? It is a rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so that is the sequence that we took. Now it wants us to describe a single transformation equivalent to the combined transformations. So how could I get the green or the red one directly onto the green one with only one transformation? And the way you would do that is, it's actually a reflection. See if I can get this drawn in here, right? My line's not very straight. We'll go there. It's a reflection. If I fold the paper right here, the red one would lay on the green one. So if I only wanted to do one transformation, it would be a reflection. And we talked about this line right here. This line, -1, 1, -2, -2, -3, -3, is the line y equals x. So it's a reflection of the y equals x line. Okay, our next one says, in the order transformation is reversed, draw A, B, C, A double prime, the A prime, so on. Does the order of transformations affect the position? Well, the last time, when we did the original, we said we reflected first. So we're going to do the opposite. We are going to do the rotation first of 90 degrees clockwise. And then we are going to do a reflection over the y equals x line. Or sorry, we're going to do a reflection over, we originally did the reflection over the y-axis. So ABC starts at the same point. So ABC is at -4, 4, -4, 1. A then is 1 up, B is 2 over. So that's our original triangle. And they want us to first, we're doing the opposite order this time. So we're going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. So 90 degrees clockwise would put it up here. When we talk about 90 degrees clockwise, remember it does what to your axis? So you might need to use your cheat sheet there in order to figure out what it does to the coordinates. So my coordinates originally, A is at -4, 2. And I didn't label mine down here. B is at -4, 1, and C is at -2, 1. When we do a rotation of 90 degrees, pull out your card right now. I'll go ahead and let you have some time. Pull out your card and see what it does to your coordinates. So get out your card from last chapter and see what it does with your coordinates. So hopefully you now have your card, and you should have noticed that XY with a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise maps it onto Y -x. So I'm going to change colors, and I'm going to go with blue for my second one, and Y -x for A would be 2, 4. So that's A primed. B primed would be at 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And C primed would be at 1, 2. So there is my image. Okay, I'm going to switch then to pink to do the reflection over the y-axis. Here's my y-axis. I'm reflecting that over. So we have B primed, A primed, C primed. It asked us if we reverse the order, do we end up with the same answer? If I go back, it ended up in the second, first, and fourth quadrants. If I go forward, they're in completely different locations. So does the order of transformations affect the position? Yes, it does. So when they give you a series of transformations, the rule is make sure you follow the correct order. Okay, our last one here to look at is the following. ABC is mapped onto A prime, B prime, C primed under a transformation. A double primed and so on is the image of the first image under another transformation. Describe the sequence of transformations. So to go from ABC to A prime, B prime, C primed is a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise. Then to go from that to the blue one, those are similar, so I know it has to be a dilation. And remember to figure out your dilation, the scale factor, this side was 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a scale factor is equal to 2. And if I connect those points, it's very obvious then that your center is at 1, 1. That's the end of that one. This is your first guided practice. It's actually number 4 off page 149. I put it on here for you. And then you also have the following two, page 152, 5, and 6. And number 7 on page 153. You have this to fill in as well. And your assignment is the following. Page 154, 157, 6, 9 through 11, and 14.